Whether for personal reasons, whether for sustainability, chef after chef here in New York, big name personalities are deciding to focus more on vegetables and less on meat. Which brings me to Mother of Pearl. It's a restaurant owned by Ravi Derossi. He's owned bars for over a decade here in New York, and now he has big plans to open a string of entirely animal-free restaurants.
I'm a big animal rights. I've always been into animals. I live with 2 dogs and 4 cats, and it's always been important to me. And the environment has always been important to me. As a restaurateur, I realized that I do more damage to the animal race, the environmental race, and the human race than the average person because I'm feeding all these people. The amount of waste I create, it's just started weighing on me. Instead of talking about it and bitching about it, I'm gonna do something about it. January 1st, I called Daphne, the chef, and I said, do you want to do this with me? And she said yes, and we started working on the menu. And February 14th, Valentine's Day, we launched Mother of Pearl as a vegan cocktail bar restaurant.
And over the years, how much attention did you pay to offering vegan options for customers who didn't eat meat?
Not a lot. I mean, I wanted to in the beginning. When I opened up the Bourgeois Pig, which was my first place, it actually opened as vegetarian. We had a lot of cheese stuff, but no meat. But then I just sort of got caught up in like this. Everybody was like, oh, I want bacon, and bacon was like the thing. And I was putting bacon fat in the chocolate fondue, and I was putting bacon on everything. And I quickly forgot everything. So there wasn't a lot. I didn't offer a lot. And then in the last few years, I started offering more and more, and they became some of the biggest sellers. I think vegan food has always been an afterthought. Vegetables have always been an afterthought.
There's been a stigma for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been bad. People never put any real thought into preparing vegetables, and that's why as kids you're like, oh, vegetables are gross, because they were gross.
We're sitting in one of your restaurants, Mother of Pearl, which is also new, but when this restaurant opened, it was not vegan. How did that come to be?
Realizing that I didn't have to compromise my morals anymore. Like with this specific place, Mother of Pearl, launching as a non-vegan place, just a normal restaurant, cocktail bar, and then becoming vegan, we're getting a lot of people that are like, why did you do this? So in trying to not convince them, because I don't intend to be a preachy sort of like, you have to do this, you better do this. I'm more of like, action speaks louder than words.
Yeah, what have the reactions been?
Not violent, but I've had a couple death threats.
Very passionate responses.
Yeah, very passionate responses. After many drinks, I'm sure. For the most part, it's been really good, but the clientele is changing a little bit.
And is it a trend? Is this something that we're experiencing now that would fade, or does this have longevity?
I don't think it's even a choice that we're gonna have anymore. I think it's gonna be, if we don't do it, we're gonna be forced to do it. So the fact that it is happening by choice now, I think is great.
What are your grand plans? Because you have a lot of restaurants. How many restaurants do you have?
I've got 15, 2 of them are vegan. This summer, we're gonna turn 2 more of them vegan. And then we're doing a vegan butcher shop, which every time I tell people that, they're like, what the is a vegan butcher shop?
That.
It's no different than walking into a butcher shop. It's gonna have the same sort of vibe, the deli counter, salad section, hot food section. You'll be able to get chicken wings, but it's all gonna be plant-based.
If you like this episode and want to see more, click here. What about LA? Do you think that LA is closer to Tokyo or New York? Or in the middle?
In the middle. I think food in LA a little better overall, but especially when it comes to sushi.